Bam, and there you have it. You have all of your equity crypto closing data and your log returns. No weekends, no holidays, none of that. You're ready to start your analysis. Finance family, it's your other brother Adam Getbags, and today we're going to be adjusting crypto price data to match equity time series data. This is important because crypto trades 24/7, but exchange traded products like stocks and futures are only traded, with certain hours that don't include the weekends. So this is also important because if you see a relationship between, let's say, a publicly traded asset that trades on an exchange and a crypto asset, you need to adjust the time series to have a meaningful analysis. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This video is going to be just 3 parts. We're going to be getting the equity data, we're going to get the crypto data, and then we're going to format everything and kind of merge the data sets to get it ready for analysis. All right, let's jump straight in here. First up, what we want to do is we want to import our modules here. Now, if you saw the CoinGecko API video, we basically go through how to get that all set up. It's a public API, so you don't even need to have an API key or anything like that. So first thing we're going to do is create a client here, and then we're going to connect to the API, and then we're going to ping the server to make sure we're connected there. Then next, we want to use the Yahoo Fin library to go ahead and make a request to get S&P 500 index data, and that's going to go back to 2010 here and then just to the current date. And then I also have a video, of course, on getting stock data there from the Yahoo Fin library. Next, we're going to take a look at making a crypto data request to the CoinGecko API. Now, this is using the Gitcoin market chart, and we're just going to grab Bitcoin here, and we're going to get the most data that we can. It's going to come back in daily. All right, and then the next what we have here is we're basically taking the response from our crypto data request and we're just putting into a data frame with 2 columns, date and price. And I'm going to go ahead and run that, and then we can take a quick look at the data that comes back. So here we have our equity data. We have our index here, which is a date, and then we have open, high, low, close data and our volume. And then if we take a look here at our crypto data, we have a timestamp date column here as well as a price. And then up next, what we can do here is we can kind of just reformat our date. So we're going to use the apply function and then use that to date time there. And then we're going to go ahead and set the index to a date. So now, as you can see, we have our updated index, which is a date time here, and then we have our price. Now, the main thing that we did here is we made sure that the index from our equity data match the index for our crypto data. So that way we can merge the 2 data sets on the index. So if we just take a quick look here at the equity data index, we see it's a date time. And then if we look at our crypto data index, it's a date time as well. Now, when the crypto data request comes back, it's not in that format as we saw up here, but we just converted it and we're ready to move on. All right, awesome. So this next block of code here, we're just creating a column for the volume on our crypto data frame. And we're just doing a list comprehension here that pulls the volume data. Your crypto request here variable is a dictionary, has this key total volumes, and then we're just pulling out the total volume out of the dictionary, which has the timestamp and the total volume. So we're just pulling that out with the list comprehension, and then you can kind of get a feel for that, how that looks. So here you have your timestamp, and then also you have your volume. Now quickly, what we can do is just review our indexes so we make sure when we do the join, we can align our close prices. So here on our equity data, we just have our index here that's a date, and then we have our closing prices on that date. So if we look at our crypto data, we also have our date times here as an index, and then we have our prices. But one thing we need to be aware of is that these index here, this is the start of the day. So this is not a closing price, this is actually an opening price. So we're going to get to that in more detail later. So next thing we want to do here is join all of our data together on the index. So we're going to create a pandas data frame here, and that's going to be made up of our equity data closing prices, and we're going to join our crypto prices by index. But as I mentioned previously, these are all opening prices. So we need to shift our crypto price data so that now instead of being the opening price, it's the close price on the previous day. And then all we're doing on this next line is we're just renaming the columns. So now we can get a quick look at what our data looks like. So we have our date time index here, and then we have our close price for our equities, and then we have our close price for our crypto assets, but it's shifted one, so everything lines up. All right, and then this next block here, what we want to do is we want to go through this crypto close column and find the first row that's not a NaN so that we can trim our data frame. And then what we can see here is it gives us a timestamp. So we're going to want to investigate how we're going to trim that. So I have this code here that lets us just verify that. So what we got back was April 29th, and then we went and investigated into the data here, and we can see that April 29th is where our first value starts. So we want to trim everything above that out. So what this next line of code does is it truncates our data set before the trim spot. So we can run that and take a look, and then we see here indeed our data set begins on the 29th, and here's our closing prices. Now one thing you might have noticed is that there's a NaN value in our close prices. So that's going to be a problem because you can't really run meaningful analysis if there's NaNs. So what we want to do in this next line here is forward fill our data. So the previous close price, we're just going to use that as the NaN value. So we can run that, and then what we can do is we can check our entire data frame for null values, and that comes back false. So that leads me to believe that we're good to proceed. All right, last but not least, we just want to get log returns for our equity time series and our crypto time series. That seems pretty straightforward. So you'll notice that after we got our log returns, we still have a NaN value. So this last line of code, what it does, it just gets the rest of the data set after the first row. Bam, there you have it. You got your equity prices and your crypto prices all in the same place, and they're adjusted for the market trading hours of equities. So there's no confusion between 24-hour markets and 5 days a week markets, holidays, all of that, it's taken care of. All right, fam, that's how it's done. We grabbed all the data, we merged everything together, we cleaned it all up, and now we're ready to start our analysis. Stay tuned. In the next video, we're going to be diving into how we do some basic time series analysis between crypto assets and publicly traded assets. Be safe out there, fam. You have my blessings. Let's go get these bags.